packing another Marvel Snaps right now. Let's see what we've got. So the deck that I'm running with right now is my Destroyer deck. It's not exclusively destruction based, but I've got Electra in here who destroys the one cost. Mantis steals one card if I essentially match up and get the heads up right. I've got Yondo in here, which destroys the next card on the player's deck. And we've got Cable in here as well that steals a card from the bottom of the deck. That one's not as great. It doesn't really disrupt the other player as much as I'd like. And it's only 2 for 2, so the point value isn't the greatest. I've thought about switching that back out for Colossus. I like that a little better. So this card, um, Yado the Watcher, I'm not sure about it. I've played with it a few times and it's interesting. It's not my favorite card. I'm wondering if there's something I should swap out for it. Um, Rocket is interesting, but let's just go ahead and leave it as is. So the idea here is that we've got our 2 drops and 3 drops over here. We've got our Devilsaurus, and then we've got Spider Woman as our fives. We don't have a 6 drop in here. Kind of a interesting strategy that I've started playing with a little bit more. And so let's just go ahead and jump into this game right here. Let's see what we get in a matchup. Yeah, one of the things I like about it is how quick the games are and how quick the matchups are. So one of the problems I'm running into is I'm not getting the 1 drops like I'd like in my starting hand. So you can see there's a 2, 3, and 5. So this works out because Squirrel Girl gets revealed. Electra's gonna go and kill her. We're witting, so we get +3 on all this. So this base will be really useful. Well, okay. Well, maybe we're not winning. All right, so that one gets a monster power up. So Sentinel's really nice in our deck because it keeps replenishing itself. And that's good because we've got that Devil Dinosaur that each card in our hand, comes back and we can essentially make use of it again. So he played Carnage right there. And we've got a Danger Room over here. So that's where something like Colossus is really useful. So what I'm going to do here, yeah, I'm just going to go for dropping Deathlock over here. It's a little bit risky, but it's got a 75% chance of it surviving. So let's see. So Deathlock, if you haven't seen his ability, um, it will destroy all of your cards, but it's a 5 for 3, so it's a really good value card. So it says played here. So what's nice about that is I can drop this over here, and then I can move that later. So we're on turn 4, so I've got 3 energy. So maybe this is not. No, let's do this again. So since he's only got 1 card over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that. Oh wow, what is this? Okay, so he's gonna copy, reveal, draw a copy of the highest card. So he's got Spider Woman and winning pretty hard right now. And Bentley just snapped, so not loving my odds right now. We're on turn 5, so I'll drop Spider Woman here and see what happens. If I'm winning and he doesn't play Spider Woman, then we'll figure out whether or not we retreat or not next round. Okay, so he's doubling down over there. And he has not played Spider Woman yet, so I know he's got a copy of it. So that would drop me 4 points, which brings me down to 12. He plays Spider Woman there. And he gets a +7, so 15-7. He would win that room. This middle room, he's definitely going to win there. There's not much I can do about that. And this room, the danger room, I'm winning right now. So what I can do is I can drop my Devil Dinosaur in the middle room. And I can let it have +6, which would be 9, which would give me enough to win that room. And I'll move this over here. So he's got to try to go for one of these two rooms. So let's just see what happens. I'm not going to snap and double down because I just don't know what's going to happen on those other rooms. Okay, so he dropped a Hulk. That's kind of insane. Okay, so we did win on that one. That's kind of crazy that he at this level is playing with a Hulk because the Hulk is a 6 drop. Raw power, 2-for-1 ratio, but not no abilities on there, so it's kind of it's kind of on the beginner amateur level, I think, to carry that. I mean, there's certainly use cases and people will play with it. I'm not saying that it's a bad card by any means, but I just think there's so many more effective cards, right? So when you're building a deck, you're trying to build something that has a theme, and so you can leverage that 6 drops ability. So that's kind of what you want to go for when you're thinking about using a 6 drop in a deck. You want to build your deck around it. So when that 6 drop comes, you know, you're essentially going to turn the tide of the game. So like I've got a couple of different. So I've got an Odin deck over here. I've got Onslaught, which is okay. This is not my favorite deck. I was playing with it earlier today. Left, which is Helmoth. And he moves everything to the left, so I just called it left. And this is, I haven't updated this deck in a while. Spectrum, which is one of my favorite decks because I'm just buffing everything that has an on effect, or an ongoing effect, I should say. So that's really nice because I've got 3 different cards over here that boost everybody else. Let's see what else we got. And then the last 2 decks have no 6 drops. So this one, which I call Beastly, I don't know why I called it Beastly. I was just thinking raw power or whatever. But this one is a kind of an interesting deck because it doesn't have a 6 drop. But it's one of my favorite decks. It's probably the most effective one that I've been playing with lately. And the one thing that I'm looking at is replacing my Mr. Fantastic with something else, but I'm not sure what. So I thought about playing with Morph in there, and that could be kind of fun, but it's a little bit unpredictable. I thought about potentially Cosmo, or actually Hulkbuster might be really good in there as well. So not sure exactly what to do or put in here. I mean, Swordmaster could be. Swordmaster might be the play. That's a 6 drop. Or I mean a 6 power for a 3 drop. And so that might be okay, but I'm not sure right now. So anyways, this video is going a little bit long. I'm just going to go ahead and stop it here and continue on with another one in this few.